Scariest cases of Ed and Lorraine Warren. Ed and Lorraine Warren were paranormal investigators taking on cases throughout the 1970s to the 1990s. With Ed's expertise in demonology and Lorraine's abilities as a trance medium, they made an incredible couple and an even better investigation team. You can argue all you want whether or not angels and demons are real, but the Warrens have had far too many experiences that simply cannot be explained. Although they have had many cases over the years, there are a couple standouts that have scared them for life. Demons, the devil, ghosts, poltergeists, they've seen it all. Here are the top 3 scariest cases of Ed and Lorraine Warren. Number 3. The Perron Family Haunting. A young couple with their 5 daughters eagerly move into their beautiful 200-acre home. Unfortunately, they were completely unaware of the tragic events that occurred within the house prior to their move-in. Originally built in 1736, the home was occupied by Bathsheba Thayer and her 4 children. 3 of her children died young, which raised suspicion throughout the town. Under so many scrutiny, she couldn't take it anymore and hanged herself in the backyard of the home. The new owners stated they felt a menacing presence after moving in. They heard deep voices and whispers, furniture would move on its own, and the spirit even started physically attacking the mother of the home. This was done by pinching and slapping her. The Warrens were brought in for help in 1974. However, the incidents only got worse after they made their presence known. The family even asked the Warrens to leave at one stage in hopes of the paranormal attacks calming down. The story would go on to be famously known as The Conjuring in James Wan's 2013 film. Number 2. The Amityville Haunting. This famous case went on to be a multi-million-dollar film franchise. However, we have to remember that these events in these films are all based on true and absolutely terrifying events. The Dutz family moved into a suburban home in Amityville, Long Island in 1975. The history of this house proved to be much more terrifying than they could have ever imagined. Just a year before they moved in, a mass murder occurred within the walls of this picture-perfect home. Ronald Defoe Jr. brutally murdered 6 of his family members. When Ed and Lorraine Warren were called, they completely understood why the family was terrified. Angry, antagonizing voices, visual entities, welts on the kids, and even cases of the family members levitating. Lorraine stated it was absolutely horrible. It followed us right straight across the country. I will never go back to Amityville House ever again. What would you do if your house was haunted? Number 1. The Annabelle Doll. This call for help was different to their typical investigations. Rather than a haunted house, they were greeted with a haunted object, to which they met Annabelle, a doll that was purchased in an antique store by 2 young women. Things started off small, like the doll changing positions, but escalated quickly and violently. The occurrences scared the girls so badly that they brought in a medium. The medium stated that the doll was possessed by a 7-year-old girl named Annabelle. Unfortunately, the possession wasn't as light-hearted as they thought. When things got worse, the Warrens were called in, to which they concluded a demon had taken over the doll and is latching itself onto the owners. It was using the doll as a vessel to eventually get to the girls. This again was turned into a terrifying film that was released in 2014. Can any of this truly be explained? Were all of the Warrens' investigations and experiences real? Let us know what you think.